Verbally Effective, your double E, Ina Esco here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another episode of the Verbally Effective podcast. You guys have been rocking with me for over 2 years now, and I am so honored to have the guest that I have today. He is definitely making moves in the fashion world. He is definitely from the M-Town, a fashion designer, a social media influencer, and he has this great, dynamic, wonderful, amazing campaign going on right now, partnership with Banana Republic. We're going to talk all about that. What's up, Prep Curry? How are you this morning?
What's going on? I'm doing good. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Verbally Effective podcast. We kind of chatted a bit before the pod started about so many Memphians, following their dreams and moving to LA and making that leap. So I definitely want to hear your story today. So let's start at the beginning, Prep. What part of Memphis are you from?
I'm originally from Whitehaven in South Memphis.
Whitehaven and South Memphis. Tell me about that.
All right, so my grandmother lived in South Memphis, and you already know if you are someone from the hood, you kind of grew up with your grandma as well as your parents too. So definitely. We were back and forth between South Memphis and Whitehaven, but BAZ, Black Haven Zone.
All day. Okay, so are you an only child? Do you have siblings?
Yes, I have siblings. It was actually 3 of us, but our brother passed away when we were younger, so I have a sister currently.
Okay. So growing up in BAZ, what school did you attend?
Hillcrest, from 7th through 11th grade. Well, I went to Grayson Elementary as well. But I went to Hillcrest from 7th through 11th, and I graduated from Houston High School my 12th grade year.
How did you make the leap from going all the way to 11th grade to graduating that 12th grade year at Houston?
I mean, see, that's how, the whole situation of me, that's how it started. Like, that was my first transformation of change. I was getting in a whole lot of trouble and just doing a whole lot of crazy stuff. So my parents wanted to move me out of Whitehaven and move all the way to Germantown. So they both ended up getting a promotion with their job and took a leap of faith and moved because of me.
Okay. And so why were you acting out back then, Prep? What was going on with you?
Living in Whitehaven, going to Hillcrest. I mean, and I was a guy that my mother dressed me, to me, I felt like I was like a little Urkel or something. She used to dress me like that. And going to Hillcrest, you're going to get picked on. So I started fighting everybody. And that just kind of carried over, especially I didn't never really know how to take the loss of my brother, the death of him. So a lot of times I fought because of that too. It was a lot of anger, a lot of rage, and just I fought a lot. So my dad was like, all right, cool. It's either somebody gonna kill you or you gonna get locked up. So let's move.
Okay. And when you went to Houston, how was that change for you? Was it a positive change?
Yeah, that was the positive change. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how I became, who I am today, because I noticed how cool it really was to wear your pants up on your waist, to actually wear pants even fit, to wear a shirt that wasn't oversized. And that's when I just like, okay, cool, Mom, everything that you've been making me wear is actually pretty dope because they making it look fly. So that kind of changed my life like 100%.
Okay, so tell me about your love for fashion. Did it start that early? Is that when you started to notice, and like, okay, so I'm gonna get my fashion game together and, pay a little more attention to it?
I've always been into fashion. My mother, she used to keep us into like the dopest clothes that she could find. She'll start looking for our Easter clothes in September. So, fashion has always been very, very, very important to me. And it was just always different. It was that era that I was in, whatever era that was going on right then, I was popular in that particular area. If it was the Jordans and the white t-shirts or however it was, I'm still doing it my own way. But yeah, I've always been into fashion, but not like this though.
Not like this, not like today, Prep Curry. Okay, so before we get into the today Prep Curry, tell me about what happened once you graduated from Houston High School. What did Prep do then?
Prep went to art school.
Really?
Yeah, I went to Memphis College of Art, and I hated it. I literally hated it. I hated this.
Why?
Uh, I wanted to take up animation, and when I got into the school, they didn't actually have a program anymore. So if my mind isn't put on something, I kind of really just kind of zone out, and I kind of zoned out. I'm just like, yeah, this ain't for me,
Okay.
because I don't care about art history, you know.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
yeah, that's what I did. I worked jobs straight out of high school. I went straight into the hub, worked there for
FedEx.
2 years.
Okay.
FedEx, worked there for 2 years, and that was, man, everybody know how that is working
Mhm.
FedEx.
Look, I did it for 6 months and I couldn't take it, honey. My senior year in
2 years,
college. Wow.
2 whole years.
Okay, so you did the FedEx thing, you did the jobs thing. What happened next, Prep? How did this whole desire to take, your style and fashion to the next level begin? Because I know you have a very humbling story about making that leap of faith and that transition to move from Memphis to Los Angeles. And we have so many people that just feel like, they can't break here in Memphis. Like, they have to go to a bigger market. So tell me about that whole piece of your journey, Prep.
Well, for me, just like what you said, I felt like I couldn't make it no more in Memphis. I felt like I reached the level of how high I could actually get, and that's when everybody know who you are. Like, I feel like when people really know who you are, you might as well leave. My parents always said, "We out." Dang, can we go somewhere and nobody know who you are? So
Wow.
at that particular point, I'm like, well, I mean, what else can I really get out of here? It's nothing about Memphis. It's just wherever you grow up at, you got a ceiling.
Definitely.
You have a ceiling. You have to go somewhere else where your safety net is not there. So
Mhm.
that's what I did. I took that leap of faith and went somewhere where my safety net wasn't there, and it was very difficult. Very, very, very difficult.
Very
But
difficult. So did you move to LA by yourself, Prep?
well, nah. My cousin told me to come out here, and one thing led to another, and yeah, I was basically forced to live in my car.
Okay. And how long did that last?
Um, it was 8. Oh, like living in my car.
Mhm. Yes.
That was the whole time. I was off and on homeless for the whole 5 years.
Wow. And so how did you come up out of that homelessness, Prep? What happened?
Well, I mean, after you move 31 times in 5 years, you kind of just eventually just, like, all right, I'm gonna figure something out. But what really happened was my fiance. She helped me out a lot mentally. She saw how broken I was. It was like, all right, cool, man. Listen, this is what you need to do, and just mentally got me in a better place. Like,
Mhm.
brought me back from really dying, because I was really just slowly weathering away mentally. I was positive and smiling all the time, but it was very difficult, like extremely.
Yes. So it really all starts right here, right? Mentally. That's
Mhm.
where everything starts and grows, really. So I'm glad your fiance got you out of that depression mode somewhat. And tell me about the first time you were able to style a celebrity. Like, how did that come about?
Um, Actually, the first time I actually made anything for a celebrity, I was in Memphis.
Really?
Yeah, trying to think who was the first person. Um, I don't know. All the times back then, it always came with, and even to this day, still, certain people will sit here and make it seem as if like they don't gift clothing, but there's no way impossible that you're going to get somewhere if you're not actually gifting every now and then to certain people, because you got to get you got to get out.
Right.
So even big companies, they do the same thing. They find influencers or other celebrities or other companies, whoever, to advertise it for you.
Got
So that's what I used to always do. And even to this day, I still sometimes break out of my day and might send 40 to 50 DMs
you. Hmm.
just to random celebrities. And I always said, like, eventually they're going to see it.
Hmm.
And that, it started happening after so long. After so long, it was like, okay, cool. They started seeing them.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang, I mean, I sent this message, 2012, and now it's 2018, and you responding or something, or I meet them out in person, and then they follow me and be like, oh wow, you DM'd me. So
Mhm.
it's things like that. You just gotta just make that situation happen on your own. But I really can't remember who was the first celebrity though.
Okay. And you mentioned something very real about social media. Since social media has become our lifeline, really, people are on their phones all day. They're on Instagram all day, Facebook, whatever platform they choose. So I know the inception of social media has been very important to your journey. You are definitely a social media influencer. So tell me about, other than the DMs, how has social media impacted your career prep?
Um, I mean, it impacts everybody's career. It helps you or hurts you. I feel like whatever you're actually putting out into the world, it's always literally for your benefit, but sometimes you can actually hurt yourself more so than anything. So for me, it has helped me out tremendously because a lot of people can really see, like, oh man, he's like that in person. He's like that on social media. He's just like that. That's his personality. So it's helped me out to just really reach a broader audience and really be who I am authentically.
Yes, yes, I agree. I agree. We need social media, but like you said, it could definitely be a gift and a curse sometimes, right? You have
Yeah.
to monitor what you put out there. Now, Prep, tell me about your fashion style. How would you describe your style if you could
Different,
describe it?
very different, very bold, out the box, 100%. I mean, I'm me, and I love being me, and I love being that quote unquote new kid on the block. That
Mhm.
everybody's like, man, I ain't think about doing stuff like that. I'm like, I've been doing it forever, so this is just me.
Yes. And, recently you've just launched a big campaign with Banana Republic. And I'm a Banana Republic girl. I love Banana Republic. You hear me? So tell me about how that entire partnership came about and, more about your campaign that you have been very busy with.
Well, one thing about it, I will say this too. Definitely get on to Banana Republic's website, grab the last few things that are available because all the clothes actually sold out. They sold
Wow.
out. Yeah, they
Congratulations.
sold out. Thank you. Sold out it's like, yeah, about 4 days. In 4 days, all the clothing was sold out. It's nothing but accessories left.
Wow.
Few socks and masks and only a small select sizes of the two t-shirts that are left. Oh, the bags just restocked. So
Hmm.
you can get your bag.
I saw those
But
bags today
yeah,
on
they just
Instagram.
restocked.
Yeah.
Just restocked. There's only a few, literally a few left. But yeah, the Banana Republic thing, it happened by God's grace, man. I was in New York for New York Fashion Week with Harlem Fashion Row. Shout out to Brandis Daniels. She's a Memphian. And I was there for that. And after the show, the next day I was at this breakfast and I actually ran late, unfortunately, because I didn't fall asleep. I was just on a high from that night, just like, man, this is really dope. Like I'm here in New York Fashion Week and Dapper Dan and Sierra and the other celebrities, they greeted me and I was just like, wow. And
Yeah.
it was just it was a really good moment and exchanged numbers with a lot of people. So the next day we were at the breakfast, and long story short, it was a guy talking, and he comes sit down, and I'm sitting literally right next to his chair. He sits down. He was like, "Hey, you're Prep Curry. You did really good last night." I was actually dumbfounded, like, "What? Wow. Okay, cool. Thanks." And he said his name is Mark. And he was like, "I'm a VP of Banana Republic." I was like, "Whoa." And one conversation led to another, and then he was like, "Let me know when you make it back to LA." And I kept being persistent. I kept hitting him up and kept emailing his people. And then next thing you know, they emailed me, said that, "Hey, we want to fly you to San Francisco to come to the headquarters." And I
Wow.
did that. And I got to see the whole headquarters, literally everything that they don't even show people. So
Mhm.
I thought that was like, whoa, like this is big.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, one thing led to another, and here we are. I mean, the campaign actually supposedly came out last September, but COVID,
Mhm.
so it came out now. But it still was a good time for it to come out at this particular moment.
Wow. Now, let me ask you this. You went to the headquarters, Mid-Mark went to the headquarters. When you guys sat down and really talked business and moving forward, was it a conversation of, hey, Prep, I'm going to let you be you, is your designs? How much influence did Banana Republic even have on this campaign? Was it just all you? Did they have to collab with some of their designers? How does that work?
Well, I'm gonna be 100. At first, it was gonna be more so of a give and take situation, but after probably like the second Zoom meeting with all of them, we on Zoom, they kind of just was like, hey man, let's let Prep do what he want to do.
Do your thing.
The only thing that was, I mean, if they have their standards of like how they have to do things and certain, like the lengths of the drawstrings and the lengths of the shirts and stuff like that. Like, they didn't let me do exactly how I want to go, because I mean I would have took them too far too soon. So
Okay.
yeah, that was probably the only thing. But yeah, it was literally all me, and I appreciate them for that. They let me really just do me.
Yes. Now, will this be like an ongoing campaign with
Eh,
more launches, or is that still in discussions?
it's more to come. That's all I can say.
Okay. Okay. And since this campaign, have things changed for you? Or are you still in the moment right now?
I mean, the moment was when I signed the contract. The moment ended once I got started working. I mean,
Mhm.
you have to have that mindset of tunnel vision. Like just because you started the race, don't mean you gotta think that it's not more races to keep running. So
Yeah.
yeah, life has changed, but it's more so now I'm having to balance and thank God of my PR and thank God of my
Shout out
family.
to Danielle. Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
Danielle.
yeah. So yeah, things have changed. More so now, more hands are definitely having to be in assistance to help me out.
Yes,
Now,
that's a good thing. I mean, you're busy, Prep. Now,
Mhm.
what I want to know, people are so influenced by you right now, especially people from Memphis that are interested in fashion. What I want to know, what does the day in the life of Prep Curry look like? What does a typical day look like for you? What time you get up? Like a normal day, what does it look like for you? Because people don't understand the grind and how real this is. Can you give them some insight on that, Prep? A typical day for you.
Man, a typical day for me, well, right now I'm not in training season as much as I would love to be, but used to be me waking up 5 a.m., working out all the way to about 8. From 8, I eat my breakfast and get started. Either I go get fabric or I'm sewing all the way till sometimes all the way up till tonight. And it all depends on what I have on that day. If I got a fitting, if I got emails, if I got to ship out orders, I got to go to the post office. It's just every day is something. And when it's just one person, you got to handle literally everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I have things I have to sew. I have my general merch that all the Prep Curry merch, all the Teddy Prep merch, all that stuff that has to get packaged up and mailed out. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So
I saw a lovely garment that you shot it out. I think it was last week for the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha, which I am. I was like, oh, I gotta get that. So you'll be seeing me make a purchase very soon, Prep. Now, I want to know what inspires you. Like, what inspires you to even sit down and sew and come up with another design? I mean, is it you, soaking in social media? You soaking in high fashion? What inspires you, Prep?
what inspires me is honestly just being different, finding things that are not out there.
Mhm.
When I actually used to always go to the mall and shop, I hated always looking like the next person. Even if it's the same shirt, I'm like, man, how can I wear mine different from this person? Because I don't want to show up and we got on the same thing and then we look like twins. Like, nah, well, I don't want to take no picture with you. Like, this is not what I want. Um, so I just always wanted to bring something different, something that quote unquote men don't supposed to wear, because these are the, like, if you think about this is a print you will definitely see a woman grab immediately, and you know, like, that brand is carrying it for a woman. Why not for a man?
Yeah, it looks
You know?
good on you.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank
Yeah,
you.
I see what
But
you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah, it's just, being that I want to say, just being that spark that the world need, and we just need something colorful and different. So that's my inspiration, just to be different for the world.
Yes. Now, other than the Banana Republic campaign, what's next for Prep Curry? What are some of your long-term goals, or even short-term, if you can share them with us?
My definitely short term goals is I have to now. I'm forced with all of the great response. I have to now figure out how soon I can put out my own solo collection because
Yeah.
of the request. Because now I'm back to how I used to be on this custom order stuff, and I'm actually, the requests are too much and it's starting to get overwhelming. So
Hmm.
now I'm actually to the point of actually scaling it up and just open it up for everybody to be able to purchase at any given time. So
Yes.
that's the long term, is ready wear, as well as getting in more stores. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
lot more that's to come, and
Okay.
I just got to keep communicating and keep working out some deals.
Yes, definitely keep grinding it out. We are also proud of you here in Memphis. And before we go, Prep, I do want to kind of chime in on some trending news that just happened yesterday. Um, Mr. Chauvin, the policeman that killed George Floyd, which we've all seen the video over and over. It's damn near desensitizing our children. He was found guilty on all three counts on yesterday. Thank the Lord. Were you watching, and what are your thoughts on the verdict? How do you feel now?
I wasn't actually watching. I was working, and my fiance, she was watching, and she immediately put it on TV, and I popped my head out just to see it, and I was actually shocked. But I said that this is honestly a great thing that it happened, because if it didn't, all hell would have broke out yesterday. I really feel. I
That,
really, really feel that. And then to see that another young lady was killed right after that, it just, I don't know, man. Me being an actual Black man, I have so many different feelings on this. Coming from the South, being arrested by so many white cops for no reason, I have so many different feelings on it. And I feel a lot of times I get sick to my stomach thinking about it, because it's like, dang, we shouldn't be fearful to go outside
yeah,
just because cop, and it's not cool. But I definitely am very, very, very appreciative that justice will be served for sure.
definitely. It seems like, the wheels of justice are turning. Just like you, I was happy, but I was so emotional. Like, this verdict should have been going on with all of the other Black men that were killed. Like, this is just a start, right? So,
Yeah.
I definitely empathize with your feelings, Prep. Speaking on that, what is like the dynamic of the police out there in LA? Is it cool for you? Are you a little apprehensive sometimes when you're out and about, or what does that atmosphere look like in Los Angeles for a Black man with the
I
police?
feel like once Memphis, you always Memphis. So you got your head on a swivel no matter what. My head is always on a swivel. I'm always looking whoever around me. I don't care, California, Timbuktu. I don't care where I am. I don't never feel like I'm safe 100%. I'm always watching, and that's what you're supposed to do. But California cops, they're a little different. I will say it's more so, to be honest, it's the Mexican California cops that they ain't cool.
Really?
Yeah, they ain't cool. And I hate to say it like that, but I mean, I don't understand why they're more racist out here than everybody else.
Yeah.
So
Wow, that's interesting. Well, you know,
yeah,
you like you said, you always gotta pay attention and You know, these popos, ain't no telling what you gonna get with them wherever you are, right?
Exactly.
Wow. So thank you for sharing your thoughts on that entire situation from yesterday. Yesterday was 420. A lot of people was putting it up in the air, watching the verdict and all of that good stuff. So yesterday was quite eventful, I would say. Also, before we close out, what advice do you have for, these up and coming designers? Because I've met quite a few. I've had a few on another podcast that I host, and they are very inspired by you and a few more designers that have, made waves out here in the fashion world. What advice do you have for them, Prep Curry?
Me?
You, yes,
um,
definitely.
the advice I definitely would have for literally everybody is be you, be authentic. Don't worry about what you see. Don't worry about anything subliminal. Don't worry about anything negative. Like, be 100% you. If anybody is watching and seeing what I'm doing and being inspired, just be inspired over someone just saying, hey, I want to be me. So you be that. And the best thing is, as a designer, is to not reach out to so many people trying to get so much advice. You can't listen to everybody. You need to, that's one thing I learned. I started moving literally on my own, doing what I wanted to do, and stopped thinking about what the next person is doing. Because everybody don't want to see you succeed. So you can't always ask everybody for every piece of advice. They're only gonna give you crumbs.
Yeah.
You can go out and make your own piece of bread. So
Gotcha. Wow.
that's about all I got, I think.
Okay. Well, we definitely appreciate it, Prep Curry. You keep doing your thing out there in LA. Once again, congratulations on the huge partnership that you have, collab going on with Banana Republic. And let everybody know how they can follow you on social media and keep up with everything you have going on.
It's Prep Curry on Instagram, Prep Curry on Facebook, prepcurry.com. Go ahead and get you some merch. But yeah, Prep Curry on everything.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Prep. I wish you nothing but the best. I'm going to keep you in my prayers. And I'm going to get that AKA merch paraphernalia, baby, that you got going on your IG that I saw. So that's going to be my first Prep Curry. I said first Prep Curry purchase. So you'll be seeing something from me very soon. Thank you so much, Prep. You have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you.